Imagine if Prime Cameron Smith was on the current Melbourne Storm team, or JT played for the Cowboys. Today, we're going to find out as we're putting every single team's greatest player into their current team, and we're going to see who's going to win it all. After round 1, Stacey Jones's Warriors overpower Malmeninga's Raiders and get the Warriors season off to a nice start. The Panthers also claim the points in Vegas with a good win against the Sharks. Darren Lockyer's Broncos are too good for Brad Fittler's Roosters as they win out in round 1. Andrew Johns' return to Newcastle pays off as the Knights get their season off to a good start with a win against the Tigers. Sam Burgess is back in South Sydney and he is back to helping them win some games as they beat the Dolphins convincingly. Terry Lamb's back in the Bulldogs team and they have a nice win over the Dragons as well. Jeff Tuvey is back to play for Manly and they beat Jonathan Thurston, who makes the Cowboys super team even stronger, but just like real life, they still can't win games. And to round off the first round of the season, Cameron Smith, one of, if not the best players of all time, is back in Melbourne and he is helping the Storm win and helping the machine keep rolling as they beat the Eels to round off the first round. Round 2 brings a lot of the same with a few upsets as the Knights get their season off to a 2-0 start as Andrew Johns seems to be making a big difference as they beat the Dolphins and hand the Dolphins their second consecutive loss. The Warriors get their first loss of the year as Manly keep rolling with Jeff Tuvey, a nice 13-point win. The Panthers are the real surprise here with a big 26-0 loss to the Roosters. Brad Fittler seems to be cooking something. The Rabbitohs are really rolling, a 38-10 win over the Dragons. Mark Gasnier doesn't seem to be doing anything for the Dragons. Jonathan Thurston can't even save the Cowboys as the Sharks get their first win of the year. The Broncos make it back-to-back wins as Mal Meninga is off to an 0-2 start in his return to the Raiders. The Tigers get their first win of the year as they hand the Eels their second consecutive loss. And the last game of the round, a big surprise, Preston Campbell is back at the Gold Coast Titans as they upset the Bulldogs with a big 22-6 win to end off round number 2. We've gone another 5 rounds into the future and now some changes are really starting to take shape. The Penrith Panthers have stormed to the top of the ladder with 9 wins from 10 games played. And I just thought I should clarify this now. If the club's greatest player of all time is still currently playing at that club, like for example, Mark the Wanganita Waze is the best Roosters player of all time. No, but Nathan Cleary is obviously the best Penrith Panthers player to ever play in the NRL. But since he's still playing for the Panthers, I've gone for the best player to play for them who is now retired. So Greg Alexander is the Panthers legend for this video. If you want to see every single player who is playing for each club, who's playing for your favorite team, just go to the comment section now. I'll make a comment with a full list. I'll pin it. So if you want to see who your club's legend is, just go have a look now. But the other changes we have seen is the Newcastle Knights have started to drop off. They've had 3 losses from their last 5 games. Not so great. The Rabbitohs are still doing well in 3rd place. The Raiders have really stormed up the table. I think they were 0-3 to start the year. So they are on a big 7-game win streak to make it 7 wins from the first 10 rounds. The Broncos have dropped down a little bit out of the top 4. Still doing well in 5th place. The Storm, the Roosters, and Manly now, the last 3 teams in the top 8. My Gold Coast Titans haven't moved. We've added Preston Campbell, and now we're sticking in 11th spot. I guess it's better than real life, so hopefully we can finish the season strong. These are some of the results we've seen in the past few games. The Dolphins with a big 24-16 win. The Eels must not be doing well. Yeah, you can see there. They've got 1 win from 9 games. I haven't seen them beat many teams. The Titans have added to the Newcastle Knights struggle with a big, important 2-point win there. The Rabbitohs seem to win a lot. The Raiders obviously on that roll, as we mentioned before. But that is what the table is looking like after 10 rounds. Let's go through to round 16 and we'll see what's doing then. 16 rounds in and the big news here is the fall off of the almighty Newcastle Knights. Down in 5th position with 10 wins. Still going strong, just not as strong as they were before. The Broncos have really climbed into 2nd spot. The Panthers just keep doing what they do. Doesn't matter who they have. Their system is just a winning system. They just keep winning. The Roosters round off the 8th. I think the Cowboys have gone on an absolute storm, by the way, because they were last after about 6 rounds. They might have won about 10 games in a row from the looks of it. The Cowboys, they beat the Roosters, they beat the Dolphins, they beat the Storm, they beat the Tigers. Oh my word, they're going an absolute Hail Mary run. Jonathan Thurston has remembered how to play football. Look at this from the Cowboys. Apart from that game against the Panthers there, they kept winning against the Warriors. Okay, look at that. They beat the Titans by 26 points. I'm pretty sure the Titans started the big run from the Cowboys. Well in us, we seem to do that a lot. We play teams into form, but the Cowboys that stormed into 7th spot, the Titans are falling down to 13th. Who is in the wooden spoon spot currently? The New Zealand Warriors. Stacey Jones, they won their first game of the year. Other than that, they haven't had much joy whatsoever. We've got 11 rounds left. I wonder what this ladder is going to look like by the time we get to the finals. Let's go through to round 20, and then we'll see what it's looking like. I've simulated all the results into round 20. I'm on round 17 currently. I'm going to go game by game. You can see the ladder on the screen right now, but I haven't looked at it. So if you don't want to be boring, go with me and let's do this one by one. The Panthers, another big win. I don't think the Bulldogs are doing very well. Terry Lamb has not been cooking. The Tigers get a nice win there. The Raiders keep their form going, and the Knights also keep their form going of losing games. The Broncos give the Warriors even more misery. I assume they're still stuck at the bottom there. The Eels finally win a game against the Dragons. The Rabbitohs keep cooking. They win their second game against the Dolphins this year. The Sharks beat the Storm by 1 point. I wonder if Paul Gallen kicked that field goal. I highly doubt it, but you never know. The Cowboys keep storming, yet again beat the Titans this year. Round 18 sees the Broncos winning again and the Bulldogs losing again. The Raiders keep the streak going with the exact same scoreline as the first game of the round. Little coincidence there. The Cowboys are storming, as we've seen. They beat the Storm this round. The Roosters give the Tigers. They don't let them win another game in a row. The Tigers get another loss there. The Rabbitohs seem to be very, very good with Sam Burgess, so he must add a lot of leadership and a lot of character to that team. Round 19 sees the Sharks beat the Dolphins. I don't think the Dolphins have been very good. It's quite unfortunate for them this video, to be fair, because they're such a new club. Their club legend is Jesse Bromwich, and I didn't make Jesse Bromwich as high rated as the rest of the players in this video, just because he wasn't really the best in his career playing for the Dolphins, so it's a bit unfortunate for them. The Knights finally get back to winning ways and beat the Storm by 2 points. The Roosters have a 10-point win over the Dragons. The Cowboys hold the Bulldogs to 2 and win 14-2. The Warriors get a win. They beat the Tigers. I wonder if that result there has helped them off the bottom of the table, because they really do need that. The Eels go down in a close game against the Panthers. Good game that would have been. And to round off round 19, the Broncos unfortunately do what they seem to do against the Titans a lot in real life and win big. Round 20, what we've simulated up to so far, the Dolphins start this round off with a 2-point win over the Cowboys. The Cowboys seem to be just like they are in real life now. They win, they lose. They win, they lose. Not much consistency there. The Sharks beat the Roosters. The Rabbitohs beat the Panthers. The Rabbitohs are absolute demons. The Raiders beat the Eels. Dragons beat the Bulldogs. Manly over the Storm. I would have expected the Storm to do a lot better in this, to be honest. Harry Grant coming off the bench for Cameron Smith, and the Storm aren't top of the table. Who would have thought? The Tigers beat the Titans. Okay, the Titans aren't very good at this. We had so much promise after the win against the Bulldogs, and all of a sudden we just keep falling down. The Knights beat the Warriors. The Warriors can't win 2 games in a row. Who would have expected that? And the full ladder is looking like this. We have a new competition leader. The Broncos have taken the top spot out off the Penrith Panthers. I forgot how to speak there. Sorry, lads. My apologies. The Rabbitohs in 3rd place. The Raiders round off the top 4. The Knights still doing strong in 5th. The Cowboys, although not consistent, in 6th spot, doing okay. The Sharks and the Roosters round off the top 8, with the Titans not even on my screen anymore. In 15th spot, the Warriors still bottom. The Dragons are not far above them. That is the ladder, 20 rounds in. 7 more games to finals. I'll see you in round 25. Round 21 is looking a little bit like this. The Storm get the win over the Roosters. Cowboys are really trying to put their foot down and cement a spot in the finals. The Broncos want that minor premiership. We've lost to the Warriors. Okay, I haven't seen the ladder. You're probably looking at the ladder on the right side of the screen right now and laughing, because the Titans are probably in 17th spot. The Panthers have a low-scoring game, but a win against the Tigers. The Rabbitohs are held to 0 against the Sharks. Did not expect that, to be honest. The Knights beat the Raiders. That's a good win for the Knights. That was 5th versus 4th last time we checked the ladder. And the Bulldogs, I swear, haven't won a game. I don't know how they're not last on the ladder, because I swear we've looked at every single result from the Bulldogs and they're yet to win. The Storm get a 1-point win against the Eels. Very important that for the Melbourne season. The Warriors lose to the Dolphins by 2 points. Of course, the Warriors don't win games unless it's against the Titans. The Rabbitohs back to winning ways against the Broncos. Okay, I wonder who's going to win the minor premiership then. The Titans beat the Panthers out of nowhere. Okay, all of a sudden, yeah, the Titans just show up. It seems to happen in real life, to be fair. And they just beat the Panthers, and they slim the Panthers' chance of winning the minor premiership. The Dragons beat the Raiders. The Raiders' fall-off seems to be happening. Manly beat the Roosters by 10 points. No one wants to win the minor premiership. That is all I'm gathering from this. The Bulldogs win their first game that I've seen against the Tigers. The Cowboys could be minor premiership smokies here. They've now beat the Sharks. Round 23. Okay, the Broncos back to winning ways against the Storm. The Storm might drop out of the 8 because I haven't seen them win many games. The Knights make it back-to-back wins and give the Panthers back-to-back losses. The Raiders back into form with a big 24-0 win. The Sharks up the Raiders and win 26-0 against the Dragons. The Dolphins beat the Roosters by 14. The Roosters were traveling well, and all of a sudden they've hit back-to-back losses, so I wonder what that means for the table. The Bulldogs make it back-to-back wins against the Warriors, who I think may be lost because the Titans beat the Panthers. And the Titans lose to the Rabbitohs, who may be top of the ladder now. I don't even know what's going on here. And the Cowboys beat the Eels. Okay, I'm going to predict now. After round 25, the Cowboys are first. The Storm finally get a win against the Panthers. The Panthers fall-off seems to be happening right in front of our eyes. The Warriors beat the Dragons in Spoon Bowl, unless the Titans are lost, because that is a big win from when we saw the ladder last. The Roosters get a massive win against the Bulldogs. The Sharks flog the Titans just like in real life. The Dolphins hold the Broncos to 0. 14-0 win. That was a very strange result. I did not expect that. The Rabbitohs beat the Eels 22-8. The Rabbitohs should be near the top now. The Tigers get a win against the Seagulls. The Cowboys keep it going against the Knights. Round 25 is here. The Rabbitohs are big winners over the Dragons. The Panthers are back to winning games. Finally, the Raiders fall-off is really, really happening. The Dogs are winning games. The Dolphins are winning games. The Titans are winning games. The Roosters beat the Eels. The Broncos beat the Knights. And the Cowboys beat the Tigers. The Cowboys are my premiership prediction. You heard it right here first. 25 rounds in. They were 0-6 to start the year. JT's realised he's the best rugby league player of all time. And the ladder is a little bit like this. Okay, the Rabbitohs are top team. They're 2 points clear, to be fair, against the Broncos. The Panthers in third. The Cowboys have made it to the top 4. The Raiders down to 5th. The Knights are slowly dropping. Still 6th, though. Still doing all right. The Sharks at 7th. The Dolphins at 8th. The team I said that have the biggest disadvantage in this whole video are doing okay. They're in 8th position right now. We're not lost. The Titans are 14th. I'll take that. You know what? It's an improvement on real life. The Warriors have made it off the bottom of the ladder and left the Dragons on their own with 4 wins. Pain for the St. George fans. Mark Gasnier has done absolutely nothing for you. Let's simulate the games one by one here and let's see who makes the finals and who wins this minor premiership and who gets top 4. With 2 rounds to go, the Panthers get a massive 2 points and absolutely obliterate the Bulldogs. The Warriors really want to escape the Dragons, but the Eels just about beat them with a 1-point win. The Roosters give the Storm yet another loss in this video with a nice 8-point win. The Tigers are really adding to the Raiders' misery, who can't seem to win a game these days with an 8-point loss. The Manly Seagulls absolutely spank the Dragons out of the stadium, who seem more than likely to collect the wooden spoon for this season. The Broncos beat my premiership favourites 30-0. The Cowboys have really let me down there. Maybe it's because I predicted them to win the premiership. The Cronulla Sharks get a 1-point win over the Newcastle Knights. That could be big in the finals rankings because the Knights were in 6th. I think the Sharks were in 7th, so that's a big 4-point swing. The Dolphins give the Titans a massive loss by 26 points to end off round 26. 1 round left. This is what your ladder is looking like. A lot of important games, I believe, will be coming to decide who finishes where. The Cowboys have the bye, so I think they will get the top 4 spot, which is big in my premiership predictions. The last round of the season starts off with a win from the Storm, who end any chance of the Broncos wanting to win the minor premiership. The New Zealand Warriors go out huge with a massive win against Manly. They demolished by 4 converted tries. The Roosters beat the Rabbitohs, which would have given the Broncos the minor premiership had they beat the Storm, the Panthers, and the miserable Dragons season, who unfortunately I believe will now claim the wooden spoon. The Tigers knock off the Titans convincingly. The Bulldogs beat the Sharks, which could have ramifications in the Sharks finals push. The Dolphins end their season with a win against the Raiders. The Knights beat the Eels by 13 points, and that is the end of the regular season. Now, let's see who's made the finals. The Rabbitohs win the minor premiership, even though they lost to the Roosters. The Broncos, the Panthers, and the Cowboys round off the top 4. The Knights sit in 5th spot. The Raiders get 6th. The Dolphins make the finals in 7. And the Sharks just about hold on to 8th spot to give themselves a finals appearance. Let's see what happens in these finals. I'm going with the Cowboys to win it all. I'm sticking with my prediction. The Cowboys have this. First game of the finals, the Rabbitohs 1 versus the Cowboys 4, and the Cowboys come away with a big 30-20 win. Staying true to my prediction, we now have the Knights versus Sharks. Who's going to versus the Rabbitohs in round 2? The Sharks go through with a 27-20 win. There goes the Knights, a fairy tale season. The Raiders versus the Dolphins. The Dolphins come away with a 1-point win. I said they've got the least chance of winning this, and look at that, they're proving me wrong. The Broncos versus the Panthers next. The Broncos come away with a big 30-20 win. Both of the finals coming away with 30-20. Bit weird from BS Studios, but the Panthers versus Dolphins next. Who keeps their season alive? The Panthers win 26-24, trying to make it 5 premierships in a row. The Rabbits versus the Sharks. The Rabbits are gone. The team who won the minor premiership are out in straight sets, and the 8th place Sharks look like they could go very far. Does my prediction stay true? Do the Cowboys survive? They do not. The Panthers absolutely blow them out of the water and look like they're marching on their way to another premiership. The Broncos versus the Sharks. The Broncos versus the Panthers is the grand final. A repeat of the 2023 NRL grand final in real life. Darren Lockyer versus Greg Alexander. Who is going to win the game? The winner is the Broncos, with Darren Lockyer come away as the NRL premiers with a big 24-10 win over the Penrith Panthers. Gemat Shibasaki is your Clive Churchill medalist with a try in the 2nd minute. Reece Walsh also grabs one in the 5th. And that is what happens when you add the greatest player from each rugby league franchise and everyone gets to use their GOAT. The Broncos come away with the premiership. I don't know if I can look at the Dahlia medal or anything here. I can look at player statistics, but I don't think it shows me any of the awards. I think that's all I can do. If someone in the comments knows how to look at awards when you play a premiership season, let me know. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and until next time.